Beast Morphers is taking a very serialized approach that we haven't seen executed to quite this degree for quite a while with the show. I personally think a show needs a good balance between its serialized arcs and standalone tales in order to build a complete whole. Monster of the Week style episodes can help a world feel lived in, flesh out smaller elements of the show and establish characters, while story arcs, as well as creating an element of suspense that hopefully keep an audience watching week to week for developments in a larger plot, are the best tool for showing change and growth in a series and its characters. Beast Morphers is certainly nailing its arcs in terms of plotting. Each episode has continued the storyline that is a sort of toing and froing of the good and evil factions, with the different sides gaining ground and the other responding to that. We've also been able to follow the team being put together, with elements of the status quo introduced slowly and naturally over these 6 episodes, which not only gives us a sense of world building, but also means the show has managed to avoid falling into the stock Power Rangers episode formula so far. Is this the latest introduction of a main Megazord ever at episode 6? That's pretty wild. However, I'm not entirely sold on the way the show is handling its character arcs, which seem a bit too subtle and underdeveloped, making them hard to follow from episode to episode. To me, this is slightly undermining what could be a great journey that we experience with the characters. In Hangar Heist, Devon suddenly has the character flaw of not trusting his team, preferring to go with his own instincts rather than take others' advice on board. Well, to be honest, they say it's the team, but it's really just Ravi's advice, making it seem like Devon has personal beef with him, but we'll get back to that later. Now, this actually goes against Devon's established character for me. I noted in episode 2 that it was his chill attitude and ability to mediate between Ravi and Zoe that earned him the team leader spot, and how his lack of drive and intensity when it comes to being a ranger was set up as being his strength. Add to that him not trusting his team seems somewhat silly at the episode 6 mark after they've been through so much and functioned so effectively as a team and as friends. Taking all this into account and viewing it as a standalone episode character-wise, this seems like it comes straight out of nowhere. However, let's not do that. Let's look through the episodes a bit, view the show as an ongoing story, and try to figure out what's going on. So obviously we start with that chill Devon who's a nice guy who hates bullies, and he ends up being the Red Ranger. He's good at it, but he doesn't have the passion or ego about it, and so is able to become the leader and the voice of reason. Then we have the events of taking care of business, which establishes Devon wants to make his father proud and live up to his expectations, and the ending implies Devon's finally found the perfect way. See, I think in the previous episode, Devon found his passion, decided what his calling was. Then we have digital deception, in which Ravi goes against his team and secretly works to his own agenda, and it goes pretty badly. So it's a new day for Devon. He's got new passion and determination for being the best ranger he can. He wants to be the star. Plus, he's high on his recent successes, especially behind the wheel of his Zord, with this episode being a direct follow-up to one of those successes. Then imagine from his point of view that idiot Ravi comes in, gets up in his business, and tells him how to actually do his job. Devon's thinking, why should I listen to him exactly? See, when we look at the wider context of the show, I think we can begin to put the pieces together and make sense of the characters, but it's a shame the show isn't more willing to do that for us. None of these character beats or storylines are directly shown to be motivation, and I don't think that would have been hard to do. Maybe have Devon bring up that Ravi's judgment is compromised. Maybe show Devon rewatching that footage of his dad to show it's still on his mind. In the end, Devon and Ravi prove themselves trustworthy to each other, and this new sense of camaraderie results in forming the Megazord. Again, the payoff isn't as rewarding as it could have been. I feel like the show hasn't been able to double down on the idea that there's friction among the team as much as it should have. I mean, we've mostly seen cute stuff of them building rockets and eating cookies. The unwillingness to let go of the wholesome Neo-Saban antics has held back the arc of the Rangers coming together a bit. Compare this to something like SPD or the 2017 movie, where the team friction is very tangible early on, and then the storylines actually put in the work to build their character and relationship arcs, so then the payoff of them working together, forming the team, and then doing the cute stuff together is really satisfying. Also, please give Zoe something to do. She seems like a really cool character, and a story about forming the Megazord for the first time really should have involved her relationship to the other teammates, not just Ravi Devon beef. Hangar Heist continues Beast Morphers' trend of doing really cool stuff with episode formula and the way it tells its story arcs, and teases some cool stuff for the future. Oh my god, Scrozzle has the boy. Stop him, Scrozzle has the boy. However, it also continues the trend of having kind of weak and hard to define character arcs. Once again, thanks for watching. If you feel like it, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. We've got 1 or 2 special episodes of this review show coming up soon, so get ready for that.